Greetings, salutations, welcome to the bridge. You're listening to a little podcast called Soy Trek.
That you are. Welcome.
Hello, welcome. My name is Britton.
And I am Patrick.
And we're here to talk about some Star Trek. But first, you know what we should talk about? We got a Patreon, baby.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. If you like our show, want us to stay editorially independent and ad-free, please subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/dumbidiotbs and listen to our other shows on the Dumb Idiot Bullshit Podcast Network. Those shows are, we got Prison Breakdown, we got The Media Dungeon, we got My Wife, we got Dumb Idiot Bullshit, we got Getting Head, a Bucket Cast. Podcasts for all of your listening needs. If you'd like to hear our voices, we're on a few of those podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, if not all of them. So, yeah, listen to those.
Listen to them.
And go to patreon.com/dumbidiotbs, where for different tiers, you can get lots of different stuff. For $2 a month, you can just support us, and it's awesome. If for $5 a month, we say thank you every week to you, to people just like Beefleg, Anthony Cabrera, Locke Finial, Danny, Phil McCavity, DJ Robinson, Nathan G, Former Twink, Luna Dahlia, Vinny, Big Strong Boy, Gabe Siciliano, Jose Martinez, Awful Star Trek Drawings, Papa Poison, Skeptic, Asher Pliskin, Robert Yolito, Seb, Sam Mayo, Shane Williams, Abigail Simpson, Iggy, James Hartman, Ethan Adams, D. Riker, 7 of 9, SFC Punk, Gillian McCrary, Kyle Simmons, Jormore, Gursky, Electric Baphomet, David Craning Seitz, Shane Sawyer, Nick Savard, Elizabeth Hearn, Jordan Hale, Dylan Lance, and we got a brand new person on here. I think it was it Theodore?
Like the first one you said, right?
No. Theodore? No. I mean, they're pretty new, but we got one just like a day ago, and I didn't add him to the list. But I am a person of my word. Theodorus DeGroot. Theodorus DeGroot. That's a great, strong name. Oh, also, you know what? We also got Jessica Colin. So,
Hells yeah.
Yeah, we got a couple new people. Oh, also our good friends over at the Hate Speech Podcast. You should listen to that. They're doing good work. They're doing funny stuff. Good friend of Nate there. We be posting. We be liking each other's posts. I like that guy. I like Nate.
Hells yeah.
Okay, I'm updating the list. You're on the list, Theodorus DeGroot and Jessica Colin.
You're on the list.
You're on our list of people we thank every week.
Yeah.
So
we've got a different list that I have. People who do us wrong.
The sex offender registry list, baby.
That's a callback to a joke from like way long ago on our podcast. One of the few jokes I actually remember from this podcast.
20 years in podcast time.
Yeah, really. It's the podcast years are like dog years, basically. Like there's like 5 or 6 every year. So I've been podcasting for like at least 30 years in podcast time, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm a veteran. I'm a senior age veteran. I should
maybe
get
that's
vet
some hats
benefits.
you can make like the Navy style or veteran hats.
Oh yeah, just like
podcasting veteran.
It just has like one of those ships on it and says like like USS Soy Trek, a podcasting veteran on the top. Yeah, so that's our Patreon. Also, for $10 a month, you get access to a little server called
The Media Dungeon, which is
which is also a podcast that we do where we review movies. This week we're going to be doing American Psycho, a movie that's been reviewed to death. Maybe we can add something to the conversation. Probably not. But today we're here to talk about Star Trek Prodigy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, also for $20 a month there, you can get on our merch tier. It's pretty cool. Let's wrap this up. Let's talk about some Star Trek. That's patreon.com/dumbidiotbs. Please go check it out. Subscribe. We appreciate it. Oh, also, like, it's you get podcasts the moment I'm done making them instead of like having to wait for them. You know, you get them all in high quality, all this cool shit. You get so many things. You can go look at all the explanation of the cool shit you get on our merch tiers and, you know, help us out or decide not to. You can also do it for free. You can get pretty much the same benefits for free. Oh, yeah. Also, you get to decide what we watch each week, either on the Media Dungeon or here. Right now we got new Star Trek, but on the off weeks, you get to decide what, like, old Star Trek we watch. And, you also get to decide what movies we watch for the Media Dungeon. So that's a pretty fun thing to do, I think. People like to do that. They like to vote. We got people voting. Everyone likes to vote. Get your voice heard. Our voice.
In the elections.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be like, oh, God. I mean, it's just, like, just
more
thinking.
People voting for American Psycho.
Right.
Than there. I think specifically it's not actually him, but the people he at work for him are basically doing the weekend at Bernie's type thing with his corpse.
Right, exactly. like we're all under the impression that he's not going to make it through this term, even if he does get voted in, which is like a hard vote to make because, like, you know who you got on the back burner there is fucking Kamala Harris, and I'm like, ugh. I mean, she's more like coherent than Joe Biden, but like I don't know, and she like appropriated some good ideas from like progressives at points in her campaigns. I don't think she believes in them though, but if she did believe in like half of what she says, I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah, and supposedly now that the Supreme Court has made anything the president does is legal, like the strategy going forward is just elect good people. So maybe Kamala Harris doesn't have the capacity for evil. Who knows? I mean she does, but
she's a cop. Of course she does.
Yeah, it's like, but it's just a fascinating. I do feel like that was actually, you know, they're really freaked out about that, but I feel it's done just to absolve any world leaders from being charged with any hate crimes.
Right.
Our actions in Israel.
Yes.
So I feel like that's like the real kind of purpose behind that sort of lawmaking. Also, just to make whatever nightmare scenario going forward, whether it be climate or economic, just make that situation all the more worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good time to be alive. I mean, we're recording this on July 4th, and
God bless America, my home sweet. Let's talk about some Star Trek.
Let's kiss my ass.
Yeah. Let's. So, Prodigy came out, all of it on Netflix today, season 2. It's been very well reviewed. Yeah. It came out on Netflix. Bought it, if you recall.
Yeah, I watched it on your media server because I thought it was going to be on Paramount, and I clicked on Paramount.
No. Fucking Paramount sold that shit away to Netflix. That's
so stupid.
Yeah, you remember that shit getting canceled after they had produced the second season. It was like ready to go. Paramount was like, no, we got to cut this for like a tax like write-off or something, is like the excuse they use. But like, I don't think it like works that way. Like
just so insane because it's definitely, I feel like, the best current Trek series right now.
Yeah, I'd agree with
Like-
that. It is the best first season of any Star Trek, except for maybe TOS.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
its first season is very good. Like, it's good television. And like,
And I was like kind of thinking about this today. They also do like the continuous one season narrative very well.
Very
Whereas
well.
it's like I feel like that's kind of like what brought down a lot of Discovery and Picard for me personally, was this like the adherence to like, oh, we got to make this like one season all about telling one story.
right.
And I think Prodigy accomplishes that very well. And I'm not sure if it's just because it's like something like this is better suited, for an animated type feature, or
yeah.
I mean, it's hard to say, but I don't know. It's just like the characters.
I think it also has the advantage of having 20 episode seasons.
Yes,
Even though the
yes.
episodes are only 22 minutes long, so a season is going to actually be shorter in length than like a season of Discovery. Even though a season of Discovery is only 10 episodes, each episode is almost an hour, sometimes even more than an hour in runtime. Whereas these are
Yeah,
tight,
they are.
like 22 to 24 minutes. And so it's like 2 of these episodes are shorter than an episode of Discovery. So even with 20 episodes, like you have less runtime than Discovery, but I feel like the storytelling is a lot more effective because you have a lot more time for one-off episodes and more concepts. You have
It
time
cuts
for
a lot of the fat off, where it's like like just like not having to pad the length of an episode to meet like an hour timeline. They can have like the quick, the plot resolution by the end of the 22 minutes where they're
you got to cut that fat, and that's the thing that I miss about like commercial television is you had shows that had a set length of runtime. There was a time when your sitcom had to be 21 minutes long, and you got 42 43 minutes for a full like drama production or sci-fi production. And that doesn't exist anymore. And so there aren't those scenarios where you're like, oh, we have too many scenes, and you're like, fuck, we need to either cut these scenes down or eliminate the scenes that aren't necessary.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel like they told, like, in a single episode of Prodigy, were able to tell like a more dense story than I got from it. Also, I don't know, kept my attention longer than especially any episode from the last season. But like, I mean, like I thoroughly enjoy. So far, I'm thoroughly enjoying this season, and we'll probably get to why. But
Totally.
I mean, I only watched the first 2 episodes so far. So
same
I
here.
made sure to like stop myself after that because I didn't realize that they were going to release all the episodes at once. I was like, oh my god, I can just watch all of these today. But I was like, nope, save them.
Oh, really? I'm probably, if I have the time, I'm just gonna try to watch all of them. I'm gonna binge it, and then I'll go back and take notes week by week. But
No, I feel you. Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to, but like, I stopped myself and tried to watch other things today and just be like, okay,
you gotta watch Hundreds of Beavers, you dick.
I
You
know.
gotta fucking watch that shit. Oh, it's gonna wreck you. Anyway, so let's talk about this. So we went over the history. Got fucking canned by Paramount. Got bought up by Netflix. They released all of it in one day, which I think is pretty great. July 1st, 2024. So we're going to talk about the first 2 episodes today, and I think every week we're going to talk about 2 episodes, if that works for you. Maybe, I don't know. This was pretty easy to take notes on, so we might want to do like 4 episodes in a row at points.
Oh my god.
I don't know. That's only like, I don't know. That's not too long. That's like, that's only over an hour, or not over an hour, like 15 minutes longer than like an episode of Discovery.
Yeah. And plus, like, yeah, with how Paramount released the first season, I think they released half episodes and then waited how many months between releasing starting?
There was season 1, 1.2A or 1.5A and 1.5B, and so they released it in like 3 different batches, basically.
Yeah, that was so annoying because it's like it did kind of feel almost like 2 separate seasons of television. Yeah. But here, how many episodes have they released? 22 this season?
20 of them.
20
episodes, yeah. Just like the last season, but they released them all at once, which is, I think, a better format.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I was like, no, I got other things I gotta watch. So just don't go too wild or watch all of them right now.
Don't go too wild. So, Into the Breach, Part 1, Prodigy, Episode 1 from Season 2. Production number 201. First aired July 1st, 2024, like all of the other episodes. This is the 20th of 39 episodes produced in Prodigy. And the 919th episode of Star Trek released in all. Okay, yeah. So this one's written by Kevin Hageman and Dan Hageman, who are the brothers who created the series. Absolute legends. I have a signed script from them. One of the episodes from, I think, A Moral Star.
How'd you get that?
I donated some money from Soy Trek to a kid with cancer.
Aww.
And so they sent me a script.
Hells yeah.
So this one was directed by one Ben Hibben, who is the director of 7 episodes of Prodigy, including the series premiere and the season 1 finale. So they trust him to do some important stuff. Immediately we get the opening credits. I really enjoy the opening credits. Great song.
Yeah.
I don't know if they changed it from the first season, but it's still good.
I mean, it's definitely a good return to just like, our classic Star Trek openings. And just like, especially, you had like the Discovery and Picard ones that were just like a mix of a million different songs. It felt like, it was just like absolute mess. And this is just like perfect opening, epic. Like,
I feel like honestly the animated series have done a much better job at having good opens than the non-animated series in this new batch of Star Treks. Like I really like both Prodigy and Lower Decks' openings like a lot more than the live action series. Strange New Worlds is all right.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is just like I don't know. I feel like animation does have that sort of like callback to just kind of like that visual, familiarity that you had with like Picard and all that. And not in TNG. Deep Space Nine and Voyager, because they're typically they were lit very brightly and like very colorful, and just like with like the other ones, like you have with the more current Star Trek, it's like all very like grim dark almost, and there's a lot more hope. They still have like that hopefulness that was like in the other Star Treks, whereas now it's like you have to give this sort of like moral complexity to the Federation, which is like the point of kind of like almost the Federation is like they've gone beyond that sort of like corruption and everything else. Like, I mean, they kind of do a little bit of that, just like this, especially like this episode, this part Into the Breach Part 1 and 2, like there's a bit of a secret going on, but definitely feel like, of course, like, Janeway is not doing anything sinister or evil.
We hope not.
We hope not.
So we got the opening credits, and unfortunately Robert Beltran is still in the opening credits, which means he's still getting work, which stinks.
Yeah, I mean, man's got to eat.
Yeah, I know. I wish he wasn't in Star Trek, though.
I wish he wouldn't.
Yeah. I want him to starve.
I want him to die.
That's my politics. No.
Yeah, that's the other like conservative co-star, Roxanne Dawson.
Oh, right.
She went into directing, so you don't really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, she is a very talented director. Like, she directed a lot of episodes of Foundation.
Okay.
And I was surprised to see her. I was like, a lot of her credits on that, and she's a great director. But yeah, she's kind of like ideologically paired with Robert Beltran, and
bummer.
I don't think she's as vocal as he is, but also Robert Beltran being basically unemployed, except for a few episodes of Prodigy. Like, he has nothing other to do than post.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. So, you ready to jump in here?
I am.
We open on a crew of cadets in some sort of training mission, and they look terrified. But Murph is there and fucks shit up and beats the security mission training. Murph gets a message from Admiral Janeway to join her on a quest. Then we go to Rock Talk, who's doing something, and Rock Talk gets a message to join on this quest. And then Jenkum Pog, and then Zero, and then Dahl, but he's busy out looking at starships and flying over the Golden Gate Bridge.
As one does.
The Admiral Janeway message says the 5 Prodigy kids are uniquely qualified for this mission, and she expects them to report immediately. So we already got the band coming back together. Great opening scene. We love to see it. Mm-hmm. The regular cast.
Yeah, and they're not technically in the academy, right? They're just like hopefuls.
Right. That's what she says, which is kind of weird. Yeah. I thought they got admitted last season, but...
Yeah, so it's just like, are they just in like high school, like Federation Academy, like Starfleet Academy High School?
They're probably still in legal limbo because they basically they repatriated slaves from like a mining camp, and so like they probably got to deal with a lot of paperwork.
Yeah, probably. It's just like, well,
imagine the bureaucracy in the Federation. Christ.
Yeah, it'd be funny if it ends with them having to return them back into slavery. It's like, well, the Federation doesn't like to interfere with other planets' cultures, so you are technically their slaves. You're their child slaves.
Well, now they're child slaves to the Federation, technically, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So the regular cast comes together and catch up, and Jenkum is taking sonic showers now, which means he found a new place to masturbate. And his hair is...
I kind of feel it would be bad. Oh, maybe it wouldn't in a sonic shower. I guess you could like set the tone and just like...
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I guess it'd be too dry. It'd be dry, though, because it'd blow off any sort of lubrication you have immediately. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I guess you don't even need like soap in a sonic shower.
I mean, I guess it's like depending, like, do they have like, I assume there's tubes in this sonic shower. Can you like stick your dick in it? And how does that feel? Is that dangerous?
Or since I'm sure, the sonic vibrations, you could just like have one of those suction cup.
Right. Or what if it's a Sonic the Hedgehog shower? That's hot, right?
Yeah, you just get hit and like all of your dirt comes off like coins.
Rings, you mean rings?
Oh yeah,
they got rings in that. That's their thing.
Yeah,
cock rings. That's what those are for. I dropped my pocket full of cock rings. I lost all my power. I gotta pick up more cock rings. So the regular cast. Oh no, I already read that. So a shuttle lands, and guess who comes out?
Oh yeah,
the fucking doctor, dude.
This actually got like a very emotional reaction out of me.
Yeah, me too, dude. Robert motherfucking Picardo, like the man, is voicing it, and the Doctor. I mean, he's like one of our favorite characters. I think we can safely say. Like, I don't love Voyager, but I do love the Doctor. Any Doctor-centric episode is my shit. Even the bad ones, I don't care. They're all good.
He is my favorite Star Trek Doctor.
Hands
down.
I mean, it's hard to say for me. There's a lot of good doctors. I mean, McCoy is really wonderful.
And Phlox and
Phlox
Bashir
is great.
also.
Bashir is awesome. You know, we gotta love Bev. We gotta love Bev. Gotta love Bev. Tasty Bev. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of good doctors on Star Trek, but Hugh Culber.
Oh yeah,
Hugh Culber,
that classic fan favorite.
Yeah, Mbenga.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mbenga. Yeah, we love Mbenga. But yeah, Culber's probably last on the list, which is crazy because
he's so hot. Have you seen him shirtless? God damn.
His character like Ricky in My So-Called Life was like the fan favorite of that show. Even though I did really like Brian Krakow.
Yeah, he's also in Party Monster. He's a guy who gets murdered.
Yeah.
A drug dealer who gets murdered. But he's super hot. Anyway, he's like 50. That's crazy to me. Or he's like 52, and he's like ripped, like absolutely shredded. Definitely got them grind-a pics. You know what I'm saying? Got them grind-a pics by Vogue. So the Doctor comes out and he says he's not a replacement for Hollow Janeway, but he insists that they'll become rather fond of him. And I agree. Everyone will become fond of the Doctor. Everyone loves the Doctor. On the ship, the Doctor explains their mission has to do with a wormhole they created when they destroyed the protostar. On the other side of it, they're getting a signal from the planet Solemn, where Gwen is headed to, but 52 years in the future. And the message is from none other than motherfucking Chakotay. And he says, Awaja Mimimia. Like, what does that mean? And he's like, that's the saying that people have.
Akuchi Moya.
Akuchi Mima. Basically,
he's like, oh, you went to the future and all the rubber tree people were there.
So basically, if Gwen does her job right, the future of Solemn will be better, never mind the temporal difficulties. The protostar is being retrofitted, so the team gets to travel on the new Voyager, and everyone's stoked about it. And we get a nice shot of the Voyager. They play the Voyager music. It's a sweet moment. On board, they see some Nova Squadron candidates, which are like the Rhodes Scholars of Starfleet. Janeway and Lieutenant Nome show up, and they pretty much ignore the kids, even though they invited them there. They make their way to the bridge. Janeway says she promised Admiral Picard she wouldn't lose the ship out in the Delta Quadrant this time. Fun callback.
Yeah, but that also was just like, I remember like Janeway had made Admiral before Picard. So it was like,
that's true, but
so I kind of felt like maybe she was just doing that tongue in cheek, just
probably.
joking.
Yeah, I mean, she promised her friend, I think, not promised like her boss. I think her only real boss is like Jellicoe.
Yeah.
Who's probably like a fleet admiral or something.
He's old as fuck at this point.
Oh, he is old. He's like, you're not wearing the proper uniform. Sir, they changed the uniforms. You're wearing the old one. Oh, fuck. I shit myself again.
He just looks like that one evil, like elderly evil admiral that had the fake old man makeup. Just like just in real life. That's why I was surprised that actor was still alive. I was for sure that he had died And then like I didn't.
No, he
realize
was only like 50 or something when he was in TNG, and you know, so he's like in his 70s or 80s now, but like he's old. But he's not,
I mean, he looked like he was like 60 years old when he's in RoboCop, you know?
right. But that's back in a time when people smoked indoors, you see.
Yeah.
Which,
he's just,
you know.
He's 8. Yeah, I think when I was watching Three Amigos today, like they mentioned how it's El Guapo's 40th birthday. I was just like, good God.
Yeah, right.
he just looks terrible.
So after this, the Doctor shows the kids around the ship, around Voyager. First, they see a turbo lift, and they're fascinated by it. And it takes Jenkum to a fancy new slipstream warp core. And takes Murph to the holodecks, where he grabs a bunch of weapons. And the Doctor's like, this will be plenty for a new security officer. Takes 0 to 6.
Damn, Ronnie Cox, I just looked up. Ronnie Cox is 86 years old.
86. He got 86, baby.
He's 86.
Yeah, 86
Please
for
don't
me.
die, Ronnie Cox, now that we're saying this. That would be fucked up if he dies tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's like, be 86, you Ronnie Cox. And he just... beloved actor Ronnie Cox dead at 86.
Soy Trek held responsible.
Yes,
we get a lot of listens though. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Let's cast some voodoo on Ronnie Cox.
No, it's not. No. Wait, I wish you live long and prosper, Sir Ronnie Cox. I'm just adding Sir in there. I'm sure he's been nice.
Is he British even? I don't think so.
No. Yeah, can you only knight British people?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, I thought anyone could be knighted.
No, it's just,
so it's only if you're from England.
Yeah, you can get other honors if you're from other nationalities or like Canadian or other places that the Queen of Britain technically has like dominion over.
Still, it's like, you know, they don't do much, you know, like it's just like, you know, a caretaker position. It's just like, you know, for the media, it's just like, I feel like if I was like king, I would just be like, no, you know what, I could knight whoever I want.
Yeah, I'm gonna knight all my favorite actors. Paul Giamatti, guess what? Sir Paul Giamatti to you. So
that'd be sick as fuck.
Yeah. So the Doctor takes 0 to sickbay and is like, you'll be working with me here. And takes Rock Talk to Cetacean Ops. And Rock Talk's like, fucking cetaceans? What? And it's cute. And takes Dahl to a pad with a bunch of reading material and says, you should read up on this stuff. And Dahl
That's one thing I do love in like the animated series now. You know, they did it in Lower Decks as well. It's just like they're actually just showing us cetacean ops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
Because he's like, we don't need to make like a giant CGI whale or anything. They can just like draw a whale.
Right. Bingo. I mean, but it's still like CGI. That's the thing. It's this still costs an enormous amount of money.
Oh yeah, I gotta say, like, I do love this style of animation they do. Like, you know, you kind of see it in Into the Spider-Verse, and also like that new Teenage Mutant Turtles Mutant Mayhem type, you know, show. And like it kind of looks like in this too. It's just like it's sort of like this in between drawing and computer generation type stuff. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does look really good.
I do like that art style.
So Dahl doesn't want to read. He's not impressed. After they do their studies, the crew is eating together, and Dahl suggests they do a mission on their own, but everyone is content studying and doesn't want to join him. Dahl wonders if any of them miss being heroes. Dahl calls Gwen, and they catch up. She perceives that Dahl hates it there, and he commiserates that it's how it's not the same as their adventuring before. Gwen tells him to give it a while, and Gwen tells him that she's nervous to talk to the Val-Nukat to try to save Solemn. Dahl wonders if the temporal anomalies will invalidate their existence, and Gwen is like, didn't you read, was it Temporal Mechanics 101? And everyone keeps asking him this, and he's like, no!
I do love that recurring joke, because I do feel it's going to pay off eventually. Like,
right, he's like, he's gonna read it and like something's gonna happen and he's gonna fix it and he's like, what, didn't you read Temporal Mechanics 101? Like that's a smart thing to do. I'm pretty sure the Hegmans will definitely bring it back. They're smart writers.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty clear. Like Dahl's arc this season is reading.
Yeah, straight up. It's going to be a Reading Rainbow episode over 20 episodes, and I'm all about it.
Yeah, I am surprised they actually he did have just like an entire stack of like physical books to read, because like I feel like they usually just use pads, and like physical books or something you just read for leisure, kind of like how Picard does. He just has like, you know, vintage novels that he likes to bring out and read. You know, it's like a part of a hobby for him. And typically if they're reading anything like especially technical, they just read it on the pads.
That's I don't know. It seems there's books elsewhere. They've shown books in, like, you know, Discovery and that great library. And, well, I mean, I guess that was in the Mind, though, but it was also a physical library. You know, there
was also a collection of ancient books.
Right. And so, like, I don't know, you might have some, like, crazy ancient knowledge that's not in there. And book collecting might be a thing for people who, like, want stuff that's outside that mainstream, like it is now. I mean, there's stuff that's not available digitally on the internet or anything like that is only available in print. You know, so you never know. It's
never know.
Yeah, I see that as being a thing in the future.
Since, you know, I mean, this show is meant for kids, you know, and they're definitely trying to give the message: read a book, you bastards.
Yeah, fucking learn kids. Some shit.
Yeah, so, look, like reading is cool. Please do it. Yeah. Your attention span is like, you know, that of a goldfish. Is we need children to read again.
So the Doctor is working with Zero and lets it slip that there's a secret shuttle bay, Shuttle Bay 3. Zero reveals this to Dahl, and he puts together a cockamamie plan. Jenkem finds them and joins their secret mission. They go to sneak through the Jeffries tubes, but Rock Talk and Murph catch them. Rock Talk says they can't break the rules and mess up like they used to, but Murph also wants to go with them, so they end up going. In the hangar, they find a cloaked ship. Janeway comes in with Gnome, Tysus, and the Doctor, and Janeway reports that Jellicoe is pulling the plug on their clandestine mission. They take a ship called Infinity out of a cloak, and it appears to be a warship. Janeway says Jellicoe hears that the wormhole is becoming unstable, and the mission to get Chakotay back has been scrapped. The kids, hiding above the bridge crew, discuss this amongst themselves, which is like they're talking way too loud for being like right above some people.
Yeah. And also, like, you know, a lot of this plot hinges on making the audience feel like Chakotay is actually a beloved person. Yeah,
everyone wants back.
And meanwhile, like, Chakotay and his actor are universally reviled by everybody. But it's just like, you know, for this entire plot to work, you have to believe that Chakotay is someone that is deserving of this massive rescue mission, and not just someone. If you know, if Robert Beltran was in the same situation, you know, it'd cause like you know, worldwide cheering and celebration on Earth.
Yeah, so suddenly Murph drips and drops fall in front of Tysus, but nobody notices. Janeway is still considering the mission, but Tysus sees the goo and almost looks up. Dahl says, "This just got interesting." End of episode. So that's the first episode there.
Yeah, it's effective. You know, reintroduced our characters. You know, what mission they'll be undertaking this season.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, possible antagonists who will soon potentially be friends. You know.
Yeah, fun return
Nova
to form.
Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Good stuff. So that was pretty fun. We love to see our favorite characters back, but especially the Doctor. The Doctor reveal for me.
Yes,
that fucking got me.
Yeah, he was a perfect addition to this cast. I mean, especially obviously Brent Spiner can't play an ageless artificial intelligence indefinitely. He's unfortunately still confined by the prisons of time. So it's just like returning to this character any other way besides animation would be impossible for him. So I'm glad he's able to return to the character that I absolutely love. I got so giddy seeing him return for this.
Me too. Big fan. All right. You want to move on to episode 2?
Let's do it.
All right. Into the Breach, part 2. Prodigy episode 2 from season 2. This first aired July 1st, 2024. Like all these other episodes, it's the 21st episode produced and released in Prodigy and the 920th episode of Star Trek overall. This one was written by Aaron J. Waltke, who is the producer of Prodigy, one of the producers of Prodigy, and the writer of 5 Prodigy episodes, including Kobayashi, A Moral Star Part 1 and 2, and my personal favorite, All the World's a Stage. This one is directed by Patrick Krebs and Andrew L. Schmidt. This is Krebs' first time directing or co-directing an episode after being a producer for the first full season. Schmidt has directed 7 episodes of Prodigy, including Supernova Part 1, Ghost in the Machine, and my personal favorite, once again, All the World's a Stage. So, we got a good team going here. We got the director and writer of my personal favorite episode of Star Trek Prodigy doing this episode. Good tidings.
Good times.
Good tidings. So we open in a shuttle that Gwen is flying on. She speaks with a crew member about the stakes of her mission as they land on Solum. Gwen beams down and tells them of her mission and the future of her people. Suddenly, a giant door opens, and guards escort her into a giant chamber. She addresses the elders of Solum, and suddenly, Essentia, who we might remember from last season, is just kind of a evil lady. She's from the future with a younger version of herself there, and says that Gwen is trying to trick them into their own mutual destruction. They try to arrest Gwen, but she runs through the city and requests an emergency transport. But then the Volnukat blow up the shuttle Gwen came in on, so her ticket out of there is gone, baby.
Oh, dang.
She fucked. And I like that for a kid's show, they just take it there. Like, they fucking blow up that shuttle and everyone in it dies.
So realistically, do we really think kids are watching this?
Not many, but some might. I feel like there are parents
adults.
There are parents making their kids watch that. I know that much. I don't know if kids are like, oh, I want to watch the new Star Trek. I want to let me watch the new Star Trek, mommy. I want to watch the new Star. I'm gonna cry if you don't watch. I don't think that kid exists, but
yeah, it's definitely Gen X and millennial parents making their kids sit down and watch it.
Right. Which is fine, I guess. There's worse things you can show your kids.
Exactly.
Hopefully, if this gets your kids into Star Trek,
you could be showing them
cool.
Picard season 1 or Picard season, worse, Picard season 2,
or Star Trek Discovery season 4,
1 through 5.
It's not the first couple seasons are the best ones, but they're definitely none of it's really appropriate for children. No, and some of it because it's just bad, but most of it because it's like deals with too many adult themes and lots of violence.
Yeah, I mean, also I feel like kids now are mostly just watch like TikToks or
right.
YouTube things.
They just watch Palestine coverage on TikTok. That's all. That's all these little kids do these days.
Kids watching habits are completely different than ours and stuff. So
they watch that. They watch the water TikTok where people mix up different like water flavors.
Yeah, when I had TikTok, I noticed. Also, yeah, there's that, and then there's also just like having like a giant bowl full of water filled with like orbs or something, or just like, and then just running a spoon over them. And that's something people watch. Yeah.
Is that something you jerk off to, or what is that?
I think it's like an ASMR type thing, but like it's just like that's what people watch. You know, it's not like long form TV programs or anything.
Cool. So with Voyager, Janeway sends the shuttle into the black hole after Chakotay. Dahl is in the vents above the bridge spying on them. Suddenly, an anomaly appears and hails the ship. It tells them they cannot go and all will be lost. We love an anomaly that appears in space and tells them something. That's a classic Star Trek trope. Big fan. So with Gwyn, she wanders into a laboratory and a man is working on a ship of some sort. Gwyn asks him his name and tells him that she's his daughter, or will be. So it's the guy from the main villain from the first season, which was her father. She's gone back in time to talk to him, basically. So I wonder if she's going to do like a Marty McFly and be like, you need to come inside my mom. So I'm going to be born.
She needs to play guitar just right.
He needs to play the guitar just right, so he comes in his mom, definitely.
Also, like how we were just saying, Ronnie Cox is 86 years old. His voice actor, John Noble, he's 89.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was in, he was in Lord of the Rings. You know, he's the guy that ate the tomatoes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so like, yeah, he's 89 years old. And then he's playing an even younger version of him, of his character from the first season.
So, with Gwyn, she wanders into a laboratory, and a man is working. We already talked about. So, back on Voyager, Janeway catches the kids sneaking around and asks them what they know about their mission. She tells them an isolinear chip from the protostar was found after it blew up, and on the chip was a recording from 52 years in the future of Chakotay being captured and made prisoner. His capture changed the trajectory of everything, which is why Janeway says they need to save him. She explains the temporal mechanics and how they have to wait 41 hours for Chakotay to launch the protostar. Because if they don't, Gwyn will never be born, and none of the kids will ever meet, in a classic time paradox. And they ask once again if Dahl has read what is it, Temporal Mechanics 101. Yeah. It's a good band name, Temporal Mechanics 101. I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
So, over with Gwyn, she explains the future to her father, but he's skeptical. He asks why. He's like, wait, I get laid? Are you sure? I'm kind of a fucking loser. I don't think any woman would let me hit it raw, at least. I don't believe.
Well, I mean, technically, don't they reproduce asexually?
Do they?
Yeah, wasn't she formed in a tube or something?
Oh, that's pretty hot.
Yeah, I think.
Like, do you have to come in the tube, DNA. Though?
Oh, maybe.
Like, Dad, you need to come in a tube. Like, don't call me Dad. I haven't come in a tube yet.
He's just been keeping it for that special time.
Yeah,
like he's gonna light a couple candles and put some nice nail polish on. Time to finally just like bust in the tube.
Bust in the tube. So Gwyn's dad asks.
That's how she's in the background playing guitar, with a picture of her and her siblings, and they're slowly fading away. So like,
Johnny, be good. Johnny, be good. What's the fucking chord?
And then he finally busts in the tube. And
yeah, what if they made Back to the Future today? What song do you think he would have to play real good to make his parents fuck? It'd probably be like Mr. bright side.
Yeah, I guess because I guess he would have had to have been like conceived in early 2000s or something. So,
or like, would he have to do like the Fortnite dance good enough that his dad came and his mom, or like what's the deal with that? And he has just like a cell phone picture that keeps on fading away.
He does the TikTok dance, right? And it's like you guys aren't ready for that.
I guess like let's see, that movie was made in the 80s, so 30 years ago. So if they made it today, it'd take place in the 90s.
Well, not necessarily. I guess so.
It would if you did the same time differential, because it was made in the 80s and it took place in the 50s. It was like a 30.
I guess so. I guess because I guess like they didn't conceive Marty until much later, because he's like still a teenager, right? In the 80s, so he would have had to been like conceived in like the 60s or 70s,
yeah. But I think it was a 30-year time thing.
Yeah, 30 years. Yeah. Okay, so it'd be 90s. So maybe they're at a grunge concert or something.
Yeah,
or at TLR or TL. What was it? Total Request Live.
TRL. Yeah, TRL Live. Yeah, that'd be. Or they're Woodstock 99.
Yeah, Woodstock 99. Yeah. But they need to have like another really problematic because he's on the phone with Chuck. He plays with Chuck Berry's cousin or something, right?
Right. So he's like, I got that sound you're looking for.
Yeah, or it could be Dave Matthews. He's just like because Dave Matthews off the bridge.
Yeah.
All right, we need another musician with like a fecal past.
We need another musician with a fecal past.
Yeah, because Chuck Berry, he was like known for eating poop, and he got in trouble.
Okay, I get where you're going now, because and then Dave Matthews dumped all the poop on the Chicago Bridge. He
installed cameras in the bathrooms at his restaurants. He had a chain of restaurants, and he installed secret cameras in there, and like Larry Flint.
If you can't watch your customers poop, what's the point of owning a restaurant? That's what I gotta ask you.
Yeah, Larry Flint came into possession of a lot of like videos of him just doing like scat stuff. So I think Dave Matthews fits in well. Then
he does.
Like maybe that's what makes him dump like the poop onto the people on the Chicago River. He dumped it right onto a ferry full of people.
Maybe just say Chicago.
Like, I found the sound. Yeah, Chicago. I found the sound you've been looking for. And he's like, what? And actually drops all the poop on them.
Yeah, that day Chi-Town became Shit-Town.
Shiza Town.
Shiza. Oh, I like that. Perfect. Gwen's dad asks her why he should believe her, and she shows him. She shows him the heirloom morphing weapon that he gave her, and he's very impressed. He takes her to a robot who has an orb, and he has her place the heirloom in the orb. The robot explains the heirloom and Gwen's lineage. Her father explains that they have to undergo a dangerous ritual in order to prove to the Volnukat that she is who she says she is. Back with the kids, there's a Vulcan girl from the Nova candidates who overhears them talking about the secret hangar bay, and she calls the other Nova members to meet her there. The kids get to the shuttle and try to commandeer it, but the Nova Squadron catches them and tries to detain them, but they break free and launch the ship with the Nova Squadron all still there. On the bridge of Voyager, Janeway and the crew see the kids going into the wormhole and don't know what to do. End of second episode.
Boom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Rock Talk isn't going to join them on this.
Mm-hmm.
But that makes sense. Like maybe Rock Talk's going to be behind and do a Tilly roll from. Yeah, and it looks like they're taking the the Vulcan girl.
Yeah.
Instead, which,
They got a couple of those Nova Squadron members in there, so.
Oh no, the other two came out with Rock Talk.
Oh, did they? Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So Vulcan girl is definitely
the Morn one and the other guy.
Yeah. hot Vulcan girl is definitely like a thing they're pushing in Star Trek. I think there'll be some horny writers up in here. You know what I'm saying? And I think we all appreciate a hot Vulcan girl. Going back to our Kirstie Alley's, our Robin Towers, I want to say.
Mm.
We love to see a hot Vulcan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if Rick Berman had any sort of control on this, just like it'd be like to pull tails or something.
To pull dances.
Yeah, or you'd bring back Jerry Ryan for this, but like catsuit Jerry Ryan.
No, we don't hate catsuit Jerry Ryan. We do hate like how uncomfortable she was in those costumes. But they do be looking good. We're not gonna lie, they do be looking good.
Mm-hmm. Also, like now that we have so far we have 3 Voyager cast members return for this. Like, I think like if we're going to bring back another one, it has to be Harry Kim. Right?
I was gonna say Harry motherfucking Kim. We would love a Kim or a Paris, of course. A Kim and Paris, especially.
Paris returned, reprised.
Oh yeah, you're right. On Lower Decks. Yeah. That's very true.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Like, Harry Kim. Yeah, you're right. Never got promoted. Never got a shout out in these later seasons. So we'd love to see.
And he's still very involved in he does the Delta Flyers podcast. So he's just sitting on the sidelines being like, put me in, coach. Like I'm still Star Trek pilled.
Yeah. I noticed
I'm still a working actor.
I noticed you didn't mention Neelix. He hasn't been brought back either.
He's doing fine.
He is.
I would love a Neelix. Like I've in my older age I've cooled on Neelix. Like I appreciate him.
I would love to see him brought to justice. Like
brought to justice.
A fucking season 3 of Prodigy opener is just like, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. the Court. I know she was. You gotta understand, in their society, the age of consent is different. Please don't. No.
Yeah, actually, it probably makes sense. Since this is a children-based show, they would keep Neelix far away from it. So it's just like got to keep him away from the young cast.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So how old did you say, Mrs. Rock Talk?
But I mean, Neelix's actor, he's doing great. He was in Avenue. He had a very funny role in Avenue 5,
which was canceled.
I really liked. Yeah, that I love Avenue 5. He was fantastic in that.
What's his Ethan? Yeah. What's his name? Ethan. Ethan Phillips. There you go.
Yes, Ethan Phillips.
Ethan Phillips, big fan.
Yeah. But that's the thing. We need Harry Kim to make an appearance with promotions. He needs to be promoted. Yeah. Maybe they'll bring him in when at the end of after they graduate from the academy and they become ensigns, and Harry Kim is still an ensign. He's like a 40-year-old ensign.
Just doing the same old thing. Or maybe they he's
like, you motherfuckers.
He's the captain, and he comes back with a coat, and he's like, I was just a Borg hunter.
Yeah,
by Star Trek Fan Productions.
Or Dahl needs to be promoted ahead of Harry Kim somehow. Just be his commanding officer.
Yeah, Dahl just did a good job cleaning up the sonic showers, and Jane was like, I'm impressed. You're a junior lieutenant now. And Harry Kim's like, what the fuck?
Lieutenant junior
fuck? Grade.
Yeah. He's like, oh, thanks. He's like, Ensign Kim, wash these, and tosses him his shoes.
now lick the sonic showers clean, Harry. Yeah. I enjoyed these 2 episodes. The only real criticism I have is they're not none of the episodes are a cohesive story, really. You know, they're all part of a greater story, which I think it works with this, especially releasing all 20 episodes at once. If they were on a different release schedule, I don't know how I'd feel about it unless they released like maybe the first 4 episodes at once and then had more kind of episodic episodes from there. But it looks like looking at the actual episode list this season, it looks like they've got a few number 2-parters, but they also have a lot of like standalone episodes. So hopefully we get a lot of those, like All the World's a Stage. You know, good episodes like that.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be like a lot of them. Like we'll have like little fun things. And given how last season had lots of guest stars, you know, from Trek's past, I'm sure we're going to look forward to a lot in this season as well. Yeah. So I'm interested to see what they do with that, especially since they're kind of going into the I'm guessing, they're going into the future, I'm assuming.
Yeah. The 52 years in the future.
Yeah. So who knows? We can probably get some sort of like guest stars that way, you know, older characters, you know, characters who would live, you know, be alive in 50 years. You know, I'm guessing that's probably why they reintroduced Robert Picardo, because you know, the Doctor, because you know EMH doesn't age or anything, so he can be in the future and give them stuff, you know, information, or be a different person.
I mean, who still would be alive? I guess you'd have some like pretty old guys like Ben Sisko and Nog. You know, Wesley Crusher. No spoilers. No spoilers.
You could have, you know,
but Wesley Crusher,
Jake
perhaps.
Sisko could be there. Yeah, I could see Jake Sisko because you know he's, you know, and Cyril Lofton's still like very Trek pilled. He can make an appearance. I did see a spoiler. I think Will Wheaton is very involved in this season.
He is. Yeah, that's why I was saying no spoilers, as I was kind of joking because like
shit.
Yeah, no, Wesley Crusher is definitely back in here. So,
which makes sense because he's a traveler, so he can.
And we don't have to see his nasty mug on the television.
His weird beard.
Yeah, they can make him.
We have to listen to his voice though.
Yeah, that's true. As long as he doesn't do his overexcited puppy thing.
Yeah, you know he's going to. I mean, you may have seen the episodes. I haven't yet.
I haven't yet. No, I just know that he's on the season. So I looked at some of the credits and I was like, oh no.
No, God, no.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's that. I'd give each episode, I don't know, 7 respectively. They're good. Yeah. They're serviceable. They're telling a bigger story. They got fucking the Doctor came back. Love to see it. But effective storytelling.
Chakotay came back. Boo! Knocked 3 points from the score.
Robert Picardo comes back. Yay! 6 points. Oh.
Chakotay's back. Boo! There's like they just have like a knob and they're just constantly looking at the audience. You know, one way's Chakotay, the other side's Robert Picardo.
Picardo. Chakotay. All right. You got anything more to say about these bad boys?
No. Excited to watch more of the episodes.
Yeah, me too. I think that's a good place.
I guess I could technically watch all of them in one day, but you know, I'll try to pace them out.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll only watch what the podcast demands of me.
Maybe. I'll let you know how much I watch and how easy the notes are to take. And I don't know. We'll play it by ear. Play it by ear. We could do this for 10 weeks, or we could do it for like 6 weeks. You know, whatever.
Yeah. Play it by rear.
Play it by rear. Love to see it. All right. That's a good place for us to leave it. My name has been Britton.
And I have been Pat.
If you like our podcast, please go check out our Patreon at patreon.com/dumbidiotbs and listen to our other shows, and like, rate, and subscribe the show wherever you get podcasts.
Ooh, all right. Thanks for checking with us, soy boys, girls, and woodly beans. Hang dong
and shocker.
Soy, 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 soy. Soy, 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 soy. soy, 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 soy.